Welcome to my video on how to use Google's URL Shortener to create QR codes. So if you want to use QR codes in your classroom, there's a variety of QR generators that you can use. I really like to use the Google URL Shortener because of some of the options that it has. So to use this, what you want to do is go to the website, which is Goo.gl, just Goo.gl. And when you get to that website, you will find the Google URL Shortener. And to shorten your URL, you just need to have the link of where you want people to go when they scan that QR code. So for instance, if I want to have them go to our district website, I could paste in that address, or I'll just type it in. And then I'm going to click Shorten URL, the blue button. And once you click that, it's going to ask you to verify that you're not a robot. To get around that, what you can do is sign in. So what I like to do is always sign in with my Google account. And there's another reason I like to do that. So I'm going to click sign in, and it will ask me to sign in with my Google account. And as always, I'm going to uncheck Stay Signed In. So the reason I like to be signed in is because it remembers me. So here's my email address, and here's all of the previous URLs that I've shortened and either gotten shortened URLs for or QR codes. So what this does is it takes a long URL address, and we know that sometimes web addresses can be really, really long, and it shortens them. So for instance, I typed in delnort.k12.ca.us, and then when I click shorten URL, it will shorten it to a much smaller address. And so over here on the right, you can see the shortened URL, and it's just goo.gl with 6 letters or numbers next to it. So Z, capital J, capital C, capital M, to capital B. It is case sensitive. So I can use that if I want to. So I don't have to paste somewhere a very long URL. It also gives me a very nice preview of what it is I'm linking to, so I can make sure it's the right web address that I'm using, the right URL. But what I really like is you click on up here this details button, and when you click details, it's going to take you to your own QR code. So here I have the QR code generated for me, and if I want to use this, I'm just going to right click on it and copy that image. If I want to then go paste it, or I could save it and name it as a file on my computer, and it will save it as an image file. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and copy that image. And what's nice is that it keeps track of all your URLs and how many times they've been clicked. So if we go back to my list, you can see all the different URLs I've created. And for instance, let's see, here's one. It's had 25 clicks. This one's had 58 clicks. When I created it, how many clicks since then. And so if you click on details for one of these, it will show you, again, there's that QR code if I ever want to copy it again. How many clicks I've had is right here. And then information about the browsers that have been used to access my link right here. And then the countries where most people are accessing it from, and some really cool statistics. So it's a great tool, easy way to create a QR code. To paste that QR code, you just go ahead and paste it into any document that you want. So if I go to my Google Drive, since I already copied that image, it will show you how I can paste that pretty quickly. Just click up here and go to Drive. And you can just create a document and paste in that QR code. And there's my QR code. You can make it larger, and I could add text or pictures to this, make a little poster for my classroom encouraging people to scan this QR code, and it will take them to a location wherever I'm sending them. In this case, it would be our county school website. So that's how you use it, and I have a couple examples here of other ones I've made for QR codes in the classroom. I have one here that's fractions video, so if students need extra help with fractions, I put this little poster up in the classroom, and students can go up, take their device, and go and scan the code and go to a video about fractions. Tons of uses for QR codes in the classroom, so I encourage you to explore, check it out, and have fun. Thanks. To add the Google URL extension to your toolbar, you would want to go to the Google Chrome store and download it. Extensions are stored up in the toolbar at the top of your Chrome browser. You can see I have several extensions up here. We're going to go ahead and add the Google URL Shortener to this list. So just go to the Chrome Web Store, and when you're in the Chrome store, you want to search for the Goo.gl URL Shortener or Google URL Shortener. It's an extension that will come up when you search for that. Once the extension comes up, you'll see it in the list, and it's a free extension. So all you have to do is click the blue free button, and it will begin downloading it and adding it to your Chrome browser. It's going to ask you for permission to add it, so you just need to go ahead and click that add button. And then once it's added, you will notice that it appears up in your extensions in the Chrome browser. So up at the top in that toolbar, you'll see that now the little icon is there for the Google URL Shortener, and you are able to click that whenever you're on a web page, and it will let you shrink the URL to something small and also generate the QR code for that website. And then you can use that QR code to have anybody scan it and take them to that website. So just by clicking it when you're on a website, it produces this shortened URL that has that goo.gl, and then the letters or numbers following it, which are case sensitive. And then you also have the ability to copy that URL right there, or get details for it, statistics, and then access that QR code by just clicking on the QR code button. Once you click that QR code, it'll open up another window that you can easily save it by just right-clicking and saving the image and naming it, or copying it and pasting it somewhere else. And then you'll have it to use in your projects. So have fun with the Google URL Shortener.